What advice do you have for making the most out of your research experience? And like, what did that look like for you? Was it like coding all day, or was it more like the experience at the end, like presenting your research?
I think it was everything for me. Like, I think making the most of it, I've always told people, like, don't be afraid to ask questions. I think um, I used to be like this, and I know a lot of people who are like this, like, very timid about asking. And I think asking questions was what got me through my research. I think that's the best way to make the most out of it. If you're stuck, like, I had a mentor. He's a professor at Texas A&M, and I believe the aerospace department. And he I was just asked, like, I don't know how to fix this, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna direct you to our one of the PhD students, and he's gonna help you out. And I think I literally could not have done what I did or made the progress I made without this PhD student and without my mentor. They were so helpful. So ask questions always in any context. That's always a really good way to get the most out of anything. Um, and I think also staying on top of my coding. So, like, it's very discouraging when your code doesn't run, and it's very discouraging when um, you're not getting the results you want. But it's really important to stay diligent and to stay on top of it and just to keep trying, keep asking. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's really good advice. And I'm glad that they were so helpful because I feel like that is so important, especially when you have that mindset of, that asking for help is gonna get me to where I want to go. It's important to have people that are willing to help you.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what they're there for. Like, I think my mentor told me, like, if you have questions and if you're stuck, let me know and then I'll try to help you. And also, the PhD student who was helping me, he he was like, you need help, reach out. And I would reach out, and he was so helpful. Like, both of them were just on top of it. So yeah, always ask questions. I think that's like, I always tell people, always ask if you're stuck, because someone can help you. It's just a matter of you reaching out and advocating.
Yeah. And so now moving on to a non-academic topic, what was your experience like studying abroad for your entire sophomore year in London?
This is a good one. Like, so my experience was really incredible. There were some ups and downs, but I think that's with anything. Um, I When I first got to London, I won't lie, it wasn't my favorite city. I have traveled to Europe um, a couple times now, or I had traveled to Europe a couple times before that, and I had never been to London before, so I didn't really know what to expect. Um, and I think at first it took me a little bit of time to warm up to the city. I think the weather was definitely a a big it was a bit of an issue for me. I think especially for being from LA, I'm used to sunshine like all year round. So I think being in London at first, the weather, I was like, how do I dress? How do I um, how do I deal with the gloom? I always called it like the gloom doom because it was literally so gloomy outside. It felt dark sometimes. Um, so yeah, I think that was tough at first. But once I got over that, and once I learned how to dress, and I started wearing like my coat, and I got like a nice pair of like leather boots and all this stuff. I felt like I started to really integrate into the city, and it was just so cool. I don't know. Like, all I can say is that it was just an incredible experience. Like, by the end of it, I could ride the tube, which is like the subway there, and I didn't need directions. I knew all of my favorite places in the city. I knew how to get to all the airports without directions. Like, I just felt so integrated at the end, and I think leaving was like, oh, I have to go. It's so sad.
Yeah, that's amazing. What were some of your favorite memories in London? I know it's probably hard to pick like one memory, but
I think I'll give you like an overarching one. Like, I think the friends I made there were really great. Um, I'm trying to think of like my favorite memory with them. Hmm. There's too many. I think just the friends I made there, like the memories I have with them are really incredible. My best friend at the time, she lives in Michigan, and she was also a full year student. So we I loved like going to the grocery store with her at like 11 p.m. and there's a grocery store right across from campus that we'd go to and get snacks. And I had and my another friend, we were all flatmates, so his name was Ashley, and he lived like across the hall from me as well. Um, he and we just were like this little trio. We would like hang out on the weekends together. We go explore central London. We do day trips together, and like to this day, we still do like FaceTime calls. Like we try once a month to do a call because he still lives in London and goes to school there, and she lives in Michigan. So I think like all of my experiences with them are just like some of my best memories of being abroad.
Yeah, that's so sweet. I'm glad that you still try to keep in touch with them.